Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's a Hump Day Happy Hour salute. And we had, what did we have? It began with an M, like Malad or Marlad
some
or something.
vintage Italian stuff.
It was not good. It basically, Mr. Magazine said it was perfume.
Yeah.
And it was just nasty sweetness. I think I dated nasty sweetness one time before.
Yeah.
But it was just nasty. It coated the back of my throat, and I just had to chug a whole bunch of water afterwards. It was not good.
No.
But you know what is good?
Us?
Our fans.
Our fans.
Some people are here.
Yeah. Yes, they are. We're talking about the magnificent Michelle is in the house, magnificent Lori, and magnificent Michael. The M's have it.
And Magnificent Michelle, you definitely do want to check out my Whatnot auction coming up this coming week. I've got some ticket stubs in there. Put them up and said, oh, Michelle likes to buy this kind of stuff.
And Magnificent John Jones is here. He's here. He's here.
You're supposed to sing that.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a little drama right before the show started. I've got a security system that came with the house. I never paid for it. And it actually started beeping right in the middle of our Bolo show. So you're going to hear the last few minutes me trying to talk really loud over it. And then I figured out how to turn it off. And then all of a sudden it started again. So shout out to Random Neighborhood Kitty. Solved the day or solved the problem. We're not going to have beeping in the back of the show.
All right. Magnificent Antiquarian Bookman's in the house. Large crowd. Guess the rest live in Florida and Tampa for that matter. And Magnificent Lewis is in the house as well.
And our thoughts and prayers to anybody in Florida, right? Well, hopefully you were able to get out. I did see I did laugh. I hate to laugh about things, but I did laugh.
Greek Power's house is down there.
Mighty Greek.
Mighty Greek.
Who you will see in an upcoming video. The photo showed back-to-back traffic leaving the area and one car going back in. And I was laughing like, oh, geez, did I leave the stove on?
Yeah, exactly.
There's one guy going back in, so kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So why don't we get started with, enough with your nonsense, why don't we get started with the usual show?
We still got to say hello to Magnificent Stephen and Magnificent Jim.
Okay, thank you. And how, this is a loaded question, how are sales? I want to hear from everybody out there this week, even more than most weeks. Go ahead, Mr. Magazine.
If you're talking about Amazon, Amazon's been very good. Sales are up 10-20%, so can't argue with Amazon. eBay, however, average at best, but Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to call them rancid days. Rancid.
Rancid.
They were rancid, yeah. I think Monday was like my worst day of sales since way before COVID. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Wow,
crazy,
rancid.
Yeah.
That's a new level.
Website's been good. DVD site's been good. Amazon's been great. eBay, nowhere near close to average. No.
Wow. There are other people sharing their sales, and I'm going to get into my sales.
Let's see what we got going on. Magnificent Jeff is in the house as well. And
hello, Jeff.
John, what are our sales?
Yep, nice. It was good last week. This week's slow. Okay.
Magnificent Memphis in the house. What's up?
Oh, thank you, Memphis Blazer. Yeah, we do need a judge on this one.
Yeah.
So. I wish I had so.
Yeah, so-so's good.
So I went to Mr. Magazine's laundromat Monday morning, and I helped clean it, and I found 2 pennies. Now you're saying, Papergoy, it's a little early for a rambling story today. Why are you telling us about the 2 pennies that you found? Because those 2 pennies that I found were more than my sales on Saturday. I literally sold no items on Saturday with 20,000 items listed.
eBay we're talking about.
eBay.
Wow.
I sold 0 items on Saturday with 20,000 items listed. Sunday, I sold 1 item to the UK through the web interpret and 1 item on eBay USA. Wow. So for the entire weekend, I sold 1 item on eBay USA.
That's record low for you. Right?
That is rancid squared.
Wow.
So I was talking with a subscriber who was mentioning his sales, and this was the funny thing about it. that day that Mr. Magazine was talking about where he had his worst sales was on a Monday. My Monday was okay. My Tuesday was okay. Today's been slow. This subscriber had a terrible Tuesday and was talking about how bad his Tuesday was, and my Tuesday was okay.
Yeah.
I said it's almost like, and I know this isn't the case, but it's almost like there are rolling blackouts that my items were not seen over the weekend. And, you know, to sell 0 items out of 20,000 is absolutely
crazy.
I mean, I'm going to just clean your laundromat.
And you take offers.
I take offers. I did send offers to buyers Saturday morning before I left.
Right.
So I did do that as well. And I didn't during the day, but I did in the morning. So that was not good. I know other people that are chiming in on their sales. So let's see how everybody else is doing.
Let's see. Magnificent Barbers in the house. John Doe's here.
Saturday was great. Okay, so John Doe had a good Saturday. Yeah, I was just looking at my notes here. We left for Atlanta at 4:20 a.m. on Saturday. I got back at 11:15 Sunday. So that is 24 and 7, 31 hours. I had 0 sales for 31 hours. 0. All right, yesterday, but not good otherwise.
Memphis. So, jeez. Nice.
Hey, all I got to do whatever you got to do. Use your eBay shipping supply coupon. Oh, thank you, John. That is very, very true. Thank you.
Clay Cat.
That's discouraging. Yeah. Oh, although the plus side, if you clean laundromat, you can find 2 cents.
Yeah, that's like 4 halfpennies.
Well, that way, if somebody says, "Oh, if you want to tell somebody you want to put your 2 cents in," now I can do so.
Exactly.
Private sales have been good this week. eBay Zip. Yep. This was my best ever.
Wow.
Nice. Back to 1 sale all week. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Magnificent Luscious Lee is in the house.
Now, are you allowed to nickname yourself? Isn't that a Seinfeld episode?
Yeah.
I think that was I don't think you're allowed to do that. Some of the eBay personnel said they manipulate the servers, and it is why we are having issues.
So they're manipulating them to have less sales. So eBay loses money, and we lose money. All right.
They don't like me for whatever reason. Wheat pennies would be nice. That's true. Not hay pennies, though. So, yeah, that was my sales. Not so good whatsoever. So why don't we head on into the buys? So what'd you do this weekend, Mr. Magazine?
Mr. Magazine's been very, very busy. So we all know we went to Georgia. Took Mighty Greek, Random Neighborhood Kid, and Papergoy with me. We got there, and luckily our job was almost done for the most part. The warehouse guy, Vern, he had most of it done. So we just watched, talked, and left shortly and had some fun after that. But it was a full load. It was 30,000 pounds plus. That was load number 1. They delivered 2 days later into the pod. We'll have pictures up and videos at some point. Then the next day I bought a 5,000 piece 1960s, 70s, and 80s toy collection, all unopened Hot Wheels, Corgi, Matchbox, you name it. Tommy Pocket, the pocket cars, you remember those? They had the little denim packaging.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Lots of those, lots of good stuff. Hundreds of model kits. Just amazing collection there. So, it took 2-3 days just to get situated with those 2 deals there. So now I'm back to normal for now. 18-wheeler number 2 is coming in about 3 weeks, and 18-wheeler number 3 is coming in about 4 weeks.
So all the video that we shot is with Random Neighborhood Kid right now. This weekend, we got to put it together. I got to do a little voiceover on it. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to film in the warehouse, but we did sneak out some videos from inside the truck.
Yes, we did.
And we've got videos of it being unloaded and the like. So it should be a really interesting video, along with I interviewed Mr. Magazine, breaking news right there, about a lot of the logistics of a deal like that. So it should be a really interesting video on it. Shout out to Mighty Greek, shout out to Random Neighborhood Kid. They all kind of, everybody went down willing to work, able to work, and luckily we didn't have to work very much. And that was the whole plus. Believe it or not, not Mr. Magazine, Papergoy, that's who I am. His job the entire time, well, I mean, a bit of a spoiler alert. We walked in and I immediately asked, would you mind if we shot some video for our YouTube channel? And the answer was, yes, I would mind. Oh boy, talk about being off on the wrong foot. So one of the 2 of us is a little more of a schmoozer than the other one. So Papergoy ended up spending the rest of the time sweet talking the lady about, oh, wonderful. And it was a great operation that they had down there. And I was picking her brain about how they did things and why they did things. And after a while, she tolerated me, which is more than most people.
True.
So, but it should be a really good video. Now, I've bought nothing all week other than my California magazine connection did reach out to me and send me an invoice. So I have no idea. I paid it. And I have no idea at all what's coming in on that. But I will be off to Allentown Paper Show, leaving with Mrs. Papergoy Friday for the Poconos.
Nice.
Saturday, head down to the Allentown Paper Show. I know Craig from Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera has some stuff for me, and I'm sure he'll introduce me to other dealers. So I've got an empty Rogue, and if you're going to be at the Allentown Paper Show with stuff to sell, you got sucker coming in, big buck sucker coming in from out of town and willing to fill his Rogue up. So that should be fun. Should have some video for that as well. I definitely want to do a haul video from that as well.
Yeah.
Should be great on that over there as well. It should be fun. Spending some time in the Poconos is nice. It's really nice. You ever been down there?
I don't believe so. No.
It's beautiful down there. I will admit that. Mr. Magazine went down to Georgia. He was looking for a deal to make. That's true.
Yeah. I actually had a separate deal in the works down there with some magazines, but the guy couldn't make it over and he wanted too much money. So we had to, stop that one.
Oh, we're going to, I brought this, I introduced this last week, and I think this is unfortunately going to be another one of our regular features. Excuse of the week as to why sales are slow.
Okay.
Now, my thought was, I know it's slow for everybody. It seems like a lot of people are definitely slow. There's one person that I stalk, we both stalk, that sells similar product mix to ours. He's done before. He usually does about 50 items. A good week, he'll do 70 to 75. He did 29 last week.
Wow.
So he was definitely low on that as well. So, I've not been listing a lot. I have not done that much action on my account. So I think that's hurting me. And I think the other main reason why things are slow, you know what happened last week, right?
What happened last week?
Start of autumn.
Oh, does that do it?
Yeah, well, the excuse is everybody is going out trying to find the pumpkin spice flavor.
Oh, is that it?
So they're all busy out looking for. Look, I need something to grasp onto. It can't be me.
Whatever. It
can't be me.
Whatever works. Yeah.
So that's the excuse of the week: is everybody's out getting their pumpkin spice fix, and they're not buying things on eBay.
All right.
Hey, better than anything anybody else can come up with.
True.
And listing is similar for most of my listings right before they auto relist. Okay. Yep. The only thing, and I know Auction Professor recommends that. The only thing to watch is your item count. Definitely watch your item count because those count as listings. And if you do bump up against your number, then you're paying for extra listings, just to let you know on that. Oh, nice. Yeah, Jeff's doing buys.
Yeah, see that?
Everybody's doing buys.
Yeah.
I got my 2 cents. I'm walking around my 2 cents trying to buy stuff.
True.
It doesn't go as far as it used to.
Exactly.
1852, I'd be getting Revolutionary War paper for that 2 cents.
True.
Oh, nice. Farmhouse cleanouts are the best. No doubt all about that. So we're going to head on. Oh, and I did sell one item on Viv's Views. Nothing anywhere else. Didn't even sell anything on Etsy. Wow. So even Etsy's boycotting me now. We're going to head on into everybody's favorite, and I'm sure you guys all have a lot of them for this. Glitch of the week. Do you notice any glitches?
You always ask me what I always say. No.
All right. Well, I don't know. You may have.
Maybe. I don't know.
You would notice something on shipping or something like that if there's a problem.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I got a number of glitches this week. Do let us know glitches that you've run into this week. I sold a cassette tape on Amazon.
Okay.
Could not ship it media mail.
No. It happens more than you think. Like records, books, certain random things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy and I just do it as first class and whatever the weight is,
You appear to be, Paul Carl. He's the only one better than last. I'm going to sell what you're selling. The crap I'm selling is not, well, I'm not selling anything. So, let me tell you, if you put pumpkin spice and everything, I'm a sucker for it. Did I tell you? I don't know if I mentioned on here.
Spice is free.
Do not buy the pumpkin spice coffee at Krispy Kreme. They forgot the spice. It literally just tastes like pumpkin.
Oh, jeez.
It's not good. I love their donuts though. Then I was getting a problem on eBay where I was listing undefined photos. Any of your people complain about that?
I haven't heard, no.
Yeah, so I would go through to click and list, and it would not list. It would come back to the page. The pictures would not be at the top, and it would say undefined photos. So, and that happened 2 or 3 straight times with 2 or 3 different listings. So then you got to go and figure out what got listed, what didn't get listed. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Just would not go through. And then YouTube wanted to get into the act. We got a comment that showed up that has not been anywhere.
Okay.
4 months old.
Wow.
It was, and it literally shows that it was posted 4 months ago, and like another one from a month and a half ago. So I do at least put hearts next to every comment, unless you're spam, and even then I probably do.
Time warp.
So if you commented on a video or on something or other and you didn't at least get a heart, it's not us. It has not shown up. So YouTube loves this. Everybody loves this feature glitch of the week. Everybody wants to do this. And then I did have an Amazon problem. I couldn't ship things.
Really?
I went to my sold listings, and it would not load, and it just kept having the little circle, like how I do this over here.
Wow, yeah.
The little circle going around. You know the workaround, which might not work for you? If you go into your email, and I don't think you get email notification of sales, do you?
Not on Amazon, no.
I do get email notification. So I went into, this is a workaround for if you're having this problem, go into the email notification, and it says to ship your item, click on this link. You click on that link, and it will let you ship it that way. It'll bring you right to the order page. But if you try to bring the order page up, it wouldn't come up.
Yeah.
Got to keep your sources close to you, play close to your vest. And finally, the final glitch I had this week, I think it's a 5-way tie. Google Drive. Google's trying to get into the act now. So I had a file labeled 2021, and it was the things that I bought in 2021.
Yeah.
And I click on it, and it kept opening the 2020 drive. And I go, am I clicking on the wrong one? Because sometimes things jump around.
Yeah.
So I went back, no, 2021, double-clicked, open up the 2020. Double-click, open up the 2020.
Yeah.
Finally, I said, what happens if I click on the 2020? It opened up the 2021.
Okay. Jeez.
So I had a lot of glitches this week, and it's a 5-way tie for glitches. And for once, I wasn't on the list. Upstate New York, Rochester, New York. People can tell from our lovely accent, the way we say box and niche.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of glitches this week myself. Bad one on that. And then site changes. There have been a lot of site changes also. Instagram has completely changed the way you post things, and it took Random Neighborhood Kid a couple of minutes to figure out even where to find photos. Usually we try to put videos up, and apparently you can still put videos up. I just have not figured it out yet because they changed how it is. So bear with me. The Instagram tips of the day are going to just be pictures until I can figure out the new system on that. And did you notice that when you list stuff on eBay?
No.
It says on old magazines, it says pre-owned.
Oh, yes. Someone told me that. Yeah. Sorry. Well, I forget these things then. Yeah.
You do know we do a show once a week with this kind of thing.
I got to reboot.
Yeah. So now it says pre-owned. It's a magazine from 1941. Yeah. And I was thinking about this. Technically, isn't everything pre-owned unless you're crafting it yourself?
Or if it's still on the shelf in the
it's
store.
Still pre-owned.
Yeah.
The store owns it.
True, yeah.
I can't walk in and walk out with it and go, nobody owns this. Finders keepers.
Yeah.
Like I could with that 2 cents I found at your laundromat.
Nice.
I'm probably going to be inundated with people going, that was my 2 cents. It was Lincoln on the front. It was mine. You're not getting it back. I need that money. I did no sales over the weekend. Are you paying attention? Kind of crazy. And then, did you see? And I want to know if anybody out there, eBay release will finally let you use available funds for purchases, but rarely is eBay Bucks offered. eBay Bucks should come back in full. I agree completely. And that kind of raises the next point I was going to get into. Did anybody see anything crazy in the fall update? I saw one crazy thing. They were talking about all the various, the global shipping program, how they're changing that. They're talking about various things like that. And then there was one area in there about new seller update. I clicked on it. The link was broken. So eBay sends an email out to tell you all about the new changes.
Yeah. In
the one area, the top right corner, whatever those changes were, I click on it. It says, we've looked everywhere. It's so they sent a broken link in their own email. Kind of funny over there. I know from what I read about, if you're selling to France, it'll be just like Germany soon. You won't be able to sell there unless you jump through lots and lots of hoops with how you're packaging and all that stuff. Not worth doing. I don't think anybody's going to really do that.
Now, when eBay does that, Web Interpret does it too?
Yeah, I haven't sold anything in Germany in forever, so I think that I don't think
block them entirely.
And the other thing in there, they said they were changing the messages to make it, which one part that's easy is they're kind of linking all the messages together from one buyer or seller. So that'll make it easier to follow the threads as opposed to trying to find things all over the place. Didn't really comment too much. I know Mr. Magazine uses Gmail and it's all linked to Gmail. They were talking about kind of that my reading of it, they didn't really go deep into it, but that you would still be able to do so, that you wouldn't have to go into the messages. I use the messages unless I'm traveling, then I use the Gmail. If not, it would just be a little twerk for me, but it might be a little bigger twerk for you.
Speaking of Gmail, did you upgrade my Google storage?
I have done nothing.
You better do that soon.
They're adding metrics for the store newsletters. That would be really interesting. Just started using that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that for sure. Interesting. So the automatic debit transfer of your funds within 30. Oh, yes, you're right. Yep. And I don't do that. I do once a week on it. When you sell no items over a weekend. But yeah, that is good for people that need the money in a hurry. You know, let's say that you got a big deal coming along and you say, okay, let me list a lot of stuff and let me move it over immediately. The new Messages mobile is identical to Messenger and Facebook. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's glitchy and it crashes. Nice. Probably is, but that's another thing.
Where's Don?
I don't know.
Anyone? Don? Don, are you there?
Now we're heading on into item of the week. Mr. Magazine, you have an item this week.
I do have an item. And I just purchased it today.
Just for the show. That's dedication.
Well, actually, to believe it or not, I went home after work and forgot the item of the day. And I had to think of something good. And this was perfect for it because I did buy it for myself. If anyone knows, I'm a big Yankee fan. And who's the hottest Yankee right now? Aaron Judge. So a friend of mine had a Aaron Judge baseball. He had it certified from, PSA DNA. Let's open this up here. Pretty cool case.
Oh, that is a nice case.
It is a nice case. And there's the, you can see Aaron Judge's signature there. And then we also got the paperwork to go along with it. Now everyone knows he's struggling to get his 61st home run. That's the PSA certification letter. And he's not cheap. His signature ball is going anywhere from like $700 to $1,000 right now. Oh, certified, yeah. So I figured I better grab it now because I mean I would imagine he's still gonna hit the 2 homers to pass Maris in the next 10 games or whatever.
All right, let me put that into perspective.
Well, it's worth more than Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle baseballs.
That was what I was just gonna ask. Now, granted, I'm sure Mantle, and he's not. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. It was Mike Marshall. I don't know if you remember him or not. The pitcher for the 70s. Okay. He wouldn't sign autographs, generally speaking, which then made his autograph quite valuable, and people after it because he wouldn't sign autographs.
Yeah.
I know that you get into like Pete Rose, Bob Feller, they sign a lot.
Right.
Mickey Mantle signed a lot. Is Aaron Judge a prolific signer or not so much?
No, usually people, big companies lock them up. So, you know, they might have been signed 3 years ago and now he's under contract with Fanatics or Upper Deck or whoever it is, you know. So, yeah, definitely.
The only other place you could get him is maybe a charity event if you happen to attend or if you happen to catch him outside the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, if you do a search, you know, there might be a lot on now because he's hot. But generally, you know, and even his cards, I mean, his cards are through the roof right now. His rookie cards, signed cards, anything. His jerseys are going for $1,200 to $5,000. Wow. You know, so, yeah.
Wow. Crazy. All right, we're going to head on into insulting offer of the week. We have a lot of those this week,
too.
Did
you get my new one today?
I did.
Nice.
I know Mr. Magazine had Lego Designer Mini Robots. He wanted $32 on it. You got a $6 offer. You know, we never do the follow-up. Did you take the offer?
I did not take the offer.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Anyone knows that Legos, I think it was new in the box. And, you know, in the store, they could have been, you know, $30, $40, $50 new. And now I'm selling it for on a discount at $32. It was probably $40 on sale for $32. I would take 25. He's offering 6. I mean, like, that's just insane.
I'm thinking a lot of people are smelling blood in the water because I'm getting a lot of 40% offers.
Oh, yeah.
And with my free shipping, that actually works out to about a 25% listing. Friday morning, I woke up to 5 offers.
Wow.
$8, $7, $8, $4, $10. 8, 7, 8, 4, 10. I am sure, what does that add up to? 14, 22, 29, 37.
Shillings.
I'm sure one item I probably wanted $36 on, and they're offering 37 for 5. And there were 5 different offers. They weren't just one person making offers. They were 5 different people making offers. 8, 7, 8, 4, 10 with free shipping. I could take those 5 offers and probably make the 2 cents that I found at your laundromat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. 99-cent offer on a card I'd listed for $1.
Nice.
Hey, somebody's got to save a penny. They lost 2 cents at the laundromat. They're trying to catch up for it.
Exactly.
Wow. So many insulting offers. It is bad this week. A lot of times they are.
Yeah.
A lot of times they are.
I do check that.
Yep. Mr. Magazine had a April 10th, 1984 Globe magazine with Brooke Shields and Michael Jackson. You got to teach your people how to spell Michael because they spell it Michael. Michael Jackson. You wanted 38 pounds because it was overseas.
Yep.
They offered 1.25 pounds. And the important thing, I don't know if other people out there use Web Interpret or not. They are not a sponsor of ours, but we're listening. When they ship things to England, they increase your price and lower the shipping because there is a shipping cap. It's a whole thing they explained to me. But let's say that you wanted $25 shipping, they might lower the cost to $15 shipping, but raise your price by $10. Of course, they would do pounds for all of it. What that means is that the shipping is actually discounted for this person. So they're offering 1.25 pounds when you would lose money on the shipping because they're being quoted a lower shipping than what it actually would cost you.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane.
I guess my point is all these people, say there's 1 million of them on eBay that do this. Are they having any amount of success?
That's good. Yeah.
You know,
$4 offer, then we'll give you 4.25. Yes, you were holding out for that 25 cents.
Well, I love the people that get mad and then they offer less the second time around. Like, what are you trying to prove? You're just wasting everyone's time at this point.
Well, and then you had a Lego Ninja. So Legos.
That was today, yeah.
Yeah, 400 pounds you were asking on it. They offered 50 pounds. Now, I understand the shipping's high. I understand that the British pound is low right now, which means the costs are higher to them.
Yeah,
we're paying in American dollars either which way. I don't care what I don't care what currency you're paying me in. It converts to American dollars, and $400 American is $400 American to me either which way. And I don't care if it's costing you 100 of your currency or 200 of your currency. To me, it's still $400. Is what
it's a big difference. Well, just like someone that weighs 400 pounds fighting someone that weighs 50 pounds.
20%.
Big difference.
That's true. 20%. That's just crazy. Taking offers in my non-card inventory just to get rid of stuff. Some are rewarding. There you go.
Jeez. Yeah, you do what you got to do.
Well, and again, I took a very low offer. I will admit, I took a $5 offer on a magazine that I wanted 14 on. I was charging shipping on it, but I listed it in 2014. It was a Jack and Jill.
Right,
I said it's been listed for 8 years. That I just want gone in that case because it's been up for 8 years. So in a case like that, I will take a low offer on it.
Sure.
Wow. So everybody's getting hit with the low ball offers. Customer issues. I had one this week. A gentleman, if I could find where it is here in all of my nonsense. Here we go. I listed an item as acceptable on Amazon.
Okay.
Reading copy, waviness in small tears, some dirt. So acceptable, reading copy, waviness in small tears, some dirt. I received my item from you, Logan's Run number 6. This is in not good condition. The cover is beyond wrinkle and water damage. Basically, this is worthless, and I'd never put it in my collection. Thanks for sending me worthless paper. Can't wait to review you. Sometimes people are so far gone.
What did it sell for?
$12, something rather like that. It's a key issue.
Well, what I'm saying, it's worth it for $12 to list something like. But say it was a $5 issue, throw it out. It's not worth the headache because people do not read that stuff, and they just don't.
sometimes, and I try not to bait buyers. I try not to. However, from time to time, I have free returns, so please return it. And please put that it was accurately described in your feedback, as if you look at the listing, you'll find the following, which was fully disclosed prior to your purchase. And I copied that. At no point did I say anything about good condition, because he said it's not good condition.
It's a totally different grade. Yeah.
I do believe from what you stated, my description was accurate. Thank you for being honest in your review and noting it was 100% described accurately. Thank you, though do feel free to return if you are not happy. I've not heard anything from him since then. I don't know if he was trying to get a refund.
No negative or nothing?
I have not had a negative yet.
Now, this is where sometimes Amazon might take it away. They might not. But if you call up, forget about it. You're not going to have any success calling.
Yeah, and again, that's one of those that bothers me because, again, I accurately described it. I mean, it's wavy, it's got damage, It's got dirt. And I listed it as acceptable.
Right.
First thing I did is I looked. I didn't accidentally list it as good or something. I used the wrong. Nope, I listed it as acceptable. I tolerate one. Anywho, on to the next thing. Did you do your job? Well, you did one job, and you have a rambling story, so you did two. But did you do your third job?
The debate?
You did that job as well. Did you do your fourth job?
I didn't shave.
Oh.
Hold on. All right.
Oh,
thank you, sir.
Lee.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much. Do appreciate that. You can make up your own nickname.
For $25.
Thank you, though. We definitely do appreciate it. The Zuckerberg card that you brought to us a couple of weeks ago.
I did not look at it recently. I did look at it earlier today.
It sold. So to anybody who missed the program a couple of weeks ago, it was like how kids make the cards of their kid in
Little League.
Yeah. It was a card of Mark Zuckerberg in Little League, and it was signed by him. It was put up at Comic Connect.
And signed when he was a child.
Yeah. It was put up at Comic Connect. It ended today. What was the last price you saw on it?
$63,000.
What do you think it ended at?
I originally was going to say like $1 million because it is one of a kind and his signature is probably rare to begin with and yada, yada, yada. But seeing that it was only at $40,000 last night, $60,000 today, I'm going to say $250,000.
Mr. Magazine, you should have bought it. It went for $105,000.
Oh, okay.
How much? They also did an NFT of it. How much did the NFT go for?
I couldn't even guess on that. Could go for more. Who knows?
11 Ethereum or $14,762.
Wow. Impressive.
Yep.
You'd think with all the rich people and all the, rich Facebook owners that have stock that had it in, friends with Zuckerberg, who would have paid more than that for it? That's surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's neat. It's neat. But yep, that was that. A couple of other interesting things before we get into our debate.
Blast from the past. Magnificent Mike.
There you go. Radio parts. Welcome aboard. So I listed a December New Yorker, and I'm going to go on a rant for a moment about the item specifics. So I'm listing December, whatever, New Yorker magazine.
Mm-hmm.
You can list the month of what the magazine is.
Sure.
So I click on it. Frequently selected April, July, and October.
Oh, nice. Good for you.
That AI needs a bit of a tweaking. How about the December that I put in the listing? Because I've already listed it. I've already said December.
Yeah.
But it's telling me that people who list December magazines frequently select July, September, and October.
Not more gray, just less dye. Less hair dye.
There you go. Supply chain.
True. And barbers are backed off for months.
I listed a Punisher comic on Amazon, and I know a lot of people are complaining about this, not about my listing that comic.
You never know.
They may be. High price air.
Oh, don't get me going.
$2.11 is a high price air on Amazon at this point.
I get 100 a day. No, 100 a day. Luckily, my computer guy knocks them back down, but still every day, 100 come back, 100 come back. It's great because they're violations.
Yes.
Yeah, they add up into your valet, and it's like crazy.
And a $2 comic is too high priced.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, but here's the funny thing: if you click on it, there's probably sellers that have it for more money that aren't that don't get that.
Definitely.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Definitely. Another thing that I did notice out there, and I don't know if you saw this or not, but I don't think this. I think this shows that everybody is having problems. Did you see Amazon for the first time ever is having a second Prime Day?
Really?
They're having a second Prime Day. I believe it's next month. Yes, exactly. If Amazon needs to hold a second Prime Day in order to boost sales, what hope? Honestly, what hope is there for the rest of us as far as that goes? They're having problems.
I don't want to get off topic, but I don't know if Mike's been watching regularly, but there is a big debate tonight between Papergoy and Mr. Magazine, and I do respect your opinion, so I'd like to hear from you afterwards. I think he's going to be in my corner. I got this feeling.
I didn't know I could butter up the audience.
What's buttering up? I respect everyone's opinion.
I respect Mike. He's really, really smart. Jeez.
Hold on. We're among greatness. Dawn is finally in the house. Holy cow. You didn't miss the debate yet. You didn't miss it. You might have missed the item of the week.
And I read the other day we're officially in a bear market. So batten down the hatches, I guess.
It is getting cold out here. Did you say burr or bear?
I probably said burr. But and another thing that's going on with international sales is the dollar is appreciating. The the pound sterling actually went down to its lowest level in I don't know how many years now. I wrote the article or printed an article about that.
It's funny. Someone made me an offer and said the pound's going down is all I could afford. It was a great offer. So I took it, but okay.
Yeah, top economist says the relentless appreciation of the dollar is terrible news. What that essentially means is international sales are going to tank because it's costing them a lot more money to buy our stuff on top of the VAT, on top of the shipping costs. So your international sales, if they haven't already tanked, probably will not be all that high just because of that, because the dollars, everything's so expensive to people overseas.
Yeah.
At this moment over here. Oh, you got a judgment.
I did?
You showed me the paperwork.
Oh, and what? What are you talking about? I really don't know.
Wow.
You mean I put a judgment against someone?
Yes.
Oh, then, okay. Yeah, I thought you meant someone put it against me or something like that. Yes. Go ahead.
Well, tell what happened real quick.
I don't know, one house is a year ago, maybe. I purchased some high-end sports cards from a seller, came in my shop, and it seemed to be a better deal than I would normally get, but he had a backstory. He had his little brother with him, and it was their cards, and I ended up giving him $1,400 for I probably paid a third, maybe $4,000 worth of stuff. Graded cards, whatever. He knew the players. He seemed like he knew who they were. Seemed like they were his cards. I bought them. And then I think we have to hold them 7 days, put the cards into a police database, and then after that we can sell them. Well, I think 6 days later, got a call from the police, asking about the cards. I said, it sounds like what I have. It matches up. I bought a portion of what he was selling. Apparently he got out of jail, went to his buddy's house, and they stole the cards from someone that lived there. He had an ankle bracelet on, so the police knew he was at my shop. They knew everywhere he went up the road to my competition. Anyways, I had to go, do a deposition and all that, and now I got the judgment against him, but very hard to collect, so I will not hold my breath on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you're not the only person who got a judgment.
Okay.
Tasha Kiebe, fellow YouTuber, had a judgment against her by our girl, Cardi B.
Oh, nice. This is going to be a good episode. I can't wait to hear this.
$3.2 million judgment Cardi B had against Tasha Kiebe. Or Kiebe, whatever. And Tasha fled overseas, and she's hiding out in Uganda to try to avoid the judgment. So, although I do enjoy our fellow YouTubers, we're Team Cardi on this one. I don't know about you, but I'm Team Cardi.
Yeah, how could you not?
Somebody rips you off for $3.2 million. You get a judgment against them, pay off.
Yeah.
So, that's today's Cardi B news.
Wow.
And did you see about another fellow YouTuber, Mr. Beast?
No,
5%. Wow. Mr. Beast turned down an offer.
No, that guy's Guy's something, man.
Mr.
Stuff he
Beast
does.
said he turned down a $1 billion
Mhm.
deal for his YouTube channel and associated companies. He said he would sell it for $10 billion, but he feels it's worth more than $1 billion. So, fellow YouTuber Mr. Beast, to whoever wanted to buy Mr. Beast channel, don't come nosing around the $1 Million Peddlers. We're not going to sell out for $1 billion.
Mr. Beast makes it Mr. Beast. So I would only buy that if I had $1 billion or $10 billion. I have to own Mr. Beast as part of it because he comes up with these crazy ideas and stuff. So it's his idea. You know,
they would have to.
If you took over Mr. Beast, no offense, or even me, it would probably tank. We don't have those crazy ideas and the scenarios he puts himself in with all his fans and friends.
There would be some kind of he has to be there for whatever,
or he's going to be doing coming up with the ideas or something.
So Mike has a question for you.
Promoted listings for 25%. Well, I think anyone would be selling a lot of 25%. What am I at 10?
You're at market rates at this point.
Market rate. So but wow. I mean, I don't mind selling my crap in 25% promoted on top of my sales. That's another problem. If I have something on sale for 25%, and then I put that for 25, it's half then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's tough for me to do that, but definitely.
I could see where it definitely does drive traffic. And I think the problem is I've talked to a lot of different people, and it seems like what everybody is doing is 2%. Well, the problem with doing 2% is we're all just paying 2% and not really getting anything particularly extra about it because we're all paying 2%. It's almost like that's the cover charge.
Yeah.
It's almost like 2% is the cover charge to get into the eBay selling party.
Right.
And then somebody goes, well, I'm going to pay 3, and that gentleman's paying 25, and God bless them. If you've got a high enough profit margin, certainly you can handle that. But if you're selling something or other like something very, very competitive, my go-to always is K-cups. You don't have that kind of margin. You couldn't sell with that there because you would, you have to raise your prices, but you raise them too much, then you're out of the running.
Yeah.
Plus the other thing, if you raise your prices, 25% of $100 is $25. You raise your prices to $125.
Right.
Now you're paying eBay more money as well, so it's helping eBay out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if like sales were really tanking and I couldn't pay my bills and I had 200,000 listings, I'd have no choice to do 25%, and I could be losing money on everything, but I need money coming in.
Flow, yeah.
So I guess that's my backup plan if there's like some crazy thing going on.
I mean, almost having a fire sale.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
would be what that would be.
For
sure.
Not that type of judgment. Oh, Aaron Judgment. I know what you're talking about. Aaron Judgment. You got that right. Don's got a good question. So the first grouping of 50,000 magazines is in. I would say, honestly, it's been 3 full days of listing. I bet close to 1,000 listings in, only because a lot of it's quantity. So there's, 6 of every issue, 5 of every issue. So
wait. Breaking news. Is Mr. Magazine coming around on quantity?
I have no choice at this point.
Wow, because I've always been in the.
But we're doing the old Amazon first, website second, and then if I ever use that other adult site third as a backup, because we got so much now.
Couple of other things. You contacted eBay this last week.
I did. My manager did.
I'm glad one of us is paying attention.
Yes, I did. So we had the guy that gave us 16 negatives?
Some insane number of negatives.
It was like 16 negatives called up. We didn't even have to plead our case. He said, I'll take care of it momentarily.
Yep.
Yeah, and they were gone. The 16 negatives were gone. This guy got mad because he lowball offers. A lot of these, they were insulting offers. And he bought the ones at auction for a good price. Once the items didn't sell, I put in my store with offers. He just insulted 20, 30. I don't have time for this. So I didn't know who he was. Banned him, and then he gave me 16 negatives. Which,
on the 16 items he had purchased, but the negatives had nothing to do with the items he purchased.
The guy from eBay said, no problem, I'll take care of it, don't even worry about it. And they were great, actually, yeah.
Yep, and they took care of my neutral the prior week through the Facebook. So I had the privilege of contacting eBay again through Facebook, which, again, I definitely recommend. They will contact you off hours. That's the beauty. So do you remember Web Interpret and the problem? There you.
That would be cool.
We're negotiating with Cardi B, and if I ever see Tesha, whatever her name is, out there, I will tell her, you pay Cardi B. If we're ever gonna buy in Uganda, we got your back, Cardi. But remember the issue I had, 3 months ago with eBay France through Web Interpret for Signal magazine.
Yes.
And I actually got suspended for 3 days, but then they immediately lifted it once they looked into it and said, yes, you're not selling the wrong thing. You cannot list Signal magazine in France because there is a German magazine from World War II called Signal. Today, I got notified that 3 items were kicked off, and they looked to be the same thing, Signal magazine. Now, Web Interpret had told me that they had blocked that. So I reached out to Web Interpret.
Yeah.
I reached out to eBay. I reached out to eBay like 4:30 in the morning. 5 o'clock, I got a reply back. They looked into it. 5:30, they said, we don't see any problems. Don't worry. You're not, no problems on this.
Yeah.
Web Interpret, it turns out they had blocked the word signal, but these had the word signals with an S. So they had gotten around the block.
Okay.
So they went and they upped the block to include the word signals. So I should not have that problem in the future.
Yeah.
But shout out to Web Interpret. They answered me very quickly and were very good. They're not a sponsor, but we're listening. And shout out to eBay Facebook. They definitely handled it very, very quickly. And I'm very, very happy. And the reason why I like doing the eBay Facebook, well, there's 2 reasons why. Number one, well, a couple of reasons. Number one, you're not sitting there on the phone. Number 2, we have a written copy in the chats of everything that I asked them. So if there ever is any question, it can be looked at because it's all right there. So say that all of a sudden I get a suspension tomorrow because of that. I can say I contacted you. I was proactive. I was told there wasn't any problem. They can look back on the chat and say, oh, yes, you're right. Okay. Or whatever the case happens to be. So that's the reason why. But you can trade. Yeah, I saw that, Lee, about the no sales tax and the trade cards. I'm certain that when New York State finds that out, they're going to try to figure out some reason to put a nexus on it because they like to get every single penny they possibly can on that. Kind of crazy.
So, Paul, is that for eBay? So, yeah, I have a computer guy for Amazon. He came up with some system where he can list, I don't know, 400, 500, 600 items a day if it's in their Amazon database. But if you got something for eBay that'll work, definitely bring it up Sunday. Definitely can, I need all the help we can get over there. So.
Wait, you and Paul are talking, and he won't reveal his source. Huh. All right, on to the next topic. Had my Facebook auction on Monday. Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera.
What were you selling?
Facebook?
No, the Ephemera one. Is that the Facebook one?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Mixed lots over there. About 90% sell through over on Facebook for Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera. Quite happy. Do check it out. Monday at 4 o'clock. I'm going to put up another auction. Selling some comics, we're selling some books, things like that. A lot of fun. People come by and enjoy it. And so that's the key. And we'll be picking up a bunch of stuff at the Allentown Paper Show to bring to everybody on Whatnot and on Facebook. Now we're going to head on into the main topic. And this is where we need your help. Mr. Magazine and I are going to lay out our cases. And we're going to be able to question each other, ask a couple of questions of each other if we wish. We will also take questions from the feed. And then we need you to say who's right, who's wrong, or maybe we're both right. Maybe we're both wrong.
True. Now, you had the auction already.
I did.
And you're not going to reveal the sale until after this debate? No. Okay.
I hold in my hand a check. And now I don't. So the question is, should Mr. Magazine have Papergoy sell Victorian trade cards for him on Whatnot? The deal is 50% after expenses. I keep track of everything. I do all the listing. I do the auction. I do all the packing. So I do all the work. Mr. Magazine provides the material. That's essentially what it comes down to. Mike has voted already. I think that's a ringer.
It's odd that he showed up today of all days.
Yeah, that is odd. You finally got back from camping and got in touch with him.
You're welcome for that 50-pound box of vintage radio parts.
So why don't you lay out your case, Mr. Magazine?
Where do I got to go first? All right, so for the first time, I have my own sheet. Point number 1.
Whoa.
Papergoy and myself, really. We both have massive inventories. Plus, he doesn't have a garage full of ephemera. So why would he need to split halfpennies with me?
because I sold nothing on eBay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I
I'm
found
just
2
saying,
cents at the laundromat.
you
I'm
have
doing
better
a dance.
and now I'm assuming these, I don't know what these trade cards sold for, but I'm assuming from what people are telling him, put them up for $1 and they should sell. So I think he was doing lots of 3. Okay, so but after all the fees and cutting that up, that comes out to maybe 50 cents. I don't know. My point is, we both have a lot of items in inventory that are bigger, heavier, way more, take up space, and worth more and sell for more. That's point number 1. Number 2, I don't even think I'm out of the collection yet. So like by selling them for $1 and splitting it, it wouldn't get me out of the collection anyways. So isn't the right way to long tail them at that point to get my money back first and wait till them? Because I did spend at least 10, 12,000 on them because I think there was 8, 10,000 cards. I paid $1 to $1.50 on them. Point number 3, they don't take up a lot of room. So there's no urgency for space to move them out like records, magazines, heavy items, and heavy items that will sell for more than $1 or $2. Now, if this check is for hundreds or thousands of dollars, I would be wrong, but I don't think it would be. My average point number 4, my average sold price on eBay are between $10 and $30. So I'm getting $20 an average on it. All right. Point number 5. Papergoy always says to make money on everything you sell, even if it's a quarter or 10 cents. So if I paid $1, $1.50, and if they're selling for $1 or $2 after fees, I'd be losing money. So why would I want to lose money? Point number 6. I'm assuming whatnot buyers are resellers, so why would I resell them cheap to my competition? And my last point, number 7. Auction Professor says to own a category. So my options are having 10,000 of these. I could sell them cheap and lose money, or own a category and dominate. Thank you.
Do you rest your case?
I rest my case.
Wow. Nice. All right. My argument, do you remember, and granted, these aren't trade cards, these are comic books.
Okay.
But do you remember the comic books that I bought from you 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago? You sold me, 12 longs of comics, 15 longs of comics, something like that, for $1,000. I brought them all home. I started sorting them out. I took out a few comics that I wanted out of them. I listed a box worth of them, whatever. I'm out of them at this point. I am going down into my basement at some point to dig them out. I know where they are. They're hidden around the corner. In order to sell them on whatnot, just to get rid of them, because at this point, I'm out of the collection. And the room is more valuable to me, which, again, you stated the trade cards are small, but the room is more valuable to me and the cash flow is more valuable to me. And when you get down to it, a lot of the comics that you sold me would list on Amazon for $4, $5 plus shipping. So you're talking $8, $9. I would rather get $1 off of whatnot than $9 off of Amazon, because I can get that $1 off of whatnot today versus take the time to list it, continue to store it, and get $9 minus shipping, minus fees in 7 years when Punisher War Journal number 14 eventually sells.
I'm confused. Is this about comics or trade cards?
Well, it's in general.
Okay.
I'm just doing the overall thing. I'm just saying that
I know.
this is why I'm selling
I see what
things.
you're saying.
That's the first thing. I would never list them one by one. And given that you just picked up 150,000 magazines, and these trade cards have been sitting there for a while for you, they appear not to, you're not listing like your hair is on fire. So any money at this point is found money on it that you can use to buy things that you can then provide your listers things that they know that they can list.
Bubble gum, cheap things. Bubble gum.
And with the comics, for example, I'm out of the deal. That's a positive. I'd rather salvage anything, even if I'm selling things for under value, just to move the stuff out to get the cash flow in that I can buy other things that I would rather list.
There's some good stuff on here.
We'll get into that in a moment. And I'm going to bring Mike up, as a matter of fact. The buying is easy. And Mike had mentioned to me that he had gone to an auction and bought a lot of stuff at the auction, and he asked the auctioneer, it was a live auction, and the auctioneer said that everybody is so filled up with stuff at this point. Their garages are overflowing. Everything is overflowing. And so he's not getting the people showing up at the live auction because people are not buying things because most of the resellers don't need inventory. What I think happened was I think we all had really good sales during the pandemic. We all invested a lot of money into our business, reinvested money into inventory, more inventory than we could ever list. And the deals are coming and the more deals are going to come. So I think that having the free cash beats tying up into things that you don't want to list or you're not going to list anytime soon, as far as that goes. And let me see if there's anything else. So that's, so essentially nobody can sell stuff fast enough. You found a sucker who's willing to take the time to list these items, enjoys listing these items. Granted, it's on Whatnot, it's that kind of listing, but is willing to do the work, just hands you a check after the auction. Obviously, if you see something in there that you say, oh my gosh, I think this looks really, really rare, I would anticipate. I mean, it would be like when I go into the basement with those comics, if I go through and some comic has gotten hot, I may pull it, put it in my collection.
Yeah.
Because what I'm looking to sell would be 5 Punisher War journals, not a hot thing. So, I'm looking to move product, give people buys and all that kind of thing.
And for me, it's probably one of, and then again, I don't know what the check is, but say the check is $3 a piece. It may be something I do. I may give you 150 of them 10 more times. I'm like, geez, I'm really getting the better stuff now. I don't mind selling ones I'm giving you for $3 or we split $3, whatever. But I think I'm going to hold off on the rest because I think they're worth 10, 20. These are Santa ones or, Black Americana, whatever the case may be. So obviously I have no problem doing that with some of the stuff. But as my binders thin out and the stuff gets better, well, if the checks aren't getting better, I would probably just, hey, I think we're done at that point. Let's move on to comics or something else.
Okay, I'd like to address Mike's comment. I'm looking you in the eyes, Mike.
Oh,
trustworthy.
I actually did my homework for the first time in 2 years.
Did you have any questions for me, Mr. Magazine, on anything that I raised?
I do. Well, no, I just have a statement. Like, I really think you should be selling comics. You had a lot of good comic, things going on over there. Comic theories, what you should do with the comics, not the trade card so much.
I have one question for you.
Well, I guess another thing what it comes down to is, there might be, not that I'm a selfish person, which I probably am, but there might trade cards I can choose to do what I want. Like I said, I would be happier giving you comics because I have comics that I paid.
You're doing that also.
But I paid $0.25 for the comics, and they're ones that they're going to go for. If they go for 50 cents a buck, I don't care because they're only going to be worth $2 or $3. So if I sell you a comic, or if you sell a comic for 50 cents, I probably paid that, and it might be worth a few bucks more. Where this is something potentially on eBay can be worth 10, 20, or 30. So there's more upside, and I can have them listed anytime I want. I can, that one employee list them before this other one, I can teach them. But they're in a safe. They're not bothering anyone. They're not taking up room. So it's one of those things. I'll get around to it, but it's something that I don't feel I want to give them away for 50 cents or a buck. I'm leaving a lot of money on the table there. That's my opinion.
You're not under oath, but let's pretend you're under oath.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you one question, and I want your honest answer.
Okay.
Not because you feel pushed because of this or anything at all like that. Not because of this debate.
Mm-hmm.
Leave this debate out of it. Realistically, before 2 weeks ago, before we started talking about selling the trade cards, the trade cards were what number on your hierarchy of listing?
10.
So you had 9 types of items before that you would have listed before trade cards.
It doesn't mean that they're better. It just means
for
whatever reason,
whether it's adult magazines, whether it's magazines, whether it's I want to wrap up for Christmas, so I'm going to list.
I can give records, magazines, toys, Amazon to anyone. They can list it. Trade cards. There's one person that listed them. Not that you need to be an expert, but just here, list these, do some research, tear peek, put this in the title. Blah. We just have to teach one person how to do it and scan both sides. They're self-explanatory.
Out of the 9 categories that are placed higher on the hierarchy than trade cards, how many unlisted items do you have in those 9 categories?
Probably a lot.
$1 million?
Well, maybe. Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now we're going to open it up to.
What did Mike say? What's it? I can't read that. What's
Doesn't
it?
even own stuff to list. He is robbing you.
You know, they sold for like $80 and this checks for like $880 just to make me,
Exactly. Because I fudge the numbers.
All right. Here's Steven. What's he say?
I would long tail them myself. Items like that should probably be listed for the long haul. Okay. I vote Chuck. Okay.
LOL. Don's laughing and crying. And Don's voting for Chuck too.
Okay.
I should win just for being prepared. And for talking as loud as Papergoy. God, I love Mike. He should be coming on the show every week.
Hey now, Don. It's a family show.
Oh, we've survived a lot worse than this. Yeah.
Wait till I tear up the check. I'll do a balk by a certain comic book titles. Completely. Runs. Yep, no problem. Chuck should sell them new to you provisions for 25 cents each because it seems like the right thing to do.
There you go,
yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. New to you. Make sure to hold the check up real close to the camera so we can read the account amount. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Oh, Lewis says make the deal.
All right, so I got one vote.
Yeah.
I got one vote. Under oath. So 78. Oh God, no.
Actually, I'm gonna pull them out before I start doing Instagram and whatnot. I'm gonna pull the 78s out and have my record lister listed.
78s are the only thing lower than trade cards on the list. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Newspapers too. He's got me buying the New York Times for the last 3 years. We've listed like 10 of them. Oh God.
I could sell those for you. I know that. Look better list than 10,000 items season should. Just saying.
Oh God, because they're good.
Wow.
Oh, there you
go. All right.
Well, I'd like to sell them the comics and the magazines and the records first.
Well, good points. But David, I vote for Chuck. All right. People are voting for Chuck.
All right. Well, before you give the check, I did give him another grouping, so I'm not going to be stubborn and say it's one and done, and I don't know what the check is. So I still have plenty to give him where I'm not going to care so much. Like I said, as it gets closer, we'll move on to something else to sell.
So I broke. How many trade cards did you give me?
140.
Okay. That's about right. Yeah, that's thereabouts.
Oh, that's a good deal.
No, it's not. I thought you were my friend. Oh my God. Random neighborhood. Take that video down now. Strike him. Put a big X over his face in all of our videos. Do check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. 140. I broke it up into 100, or I broke it up into 100. I broke it up into 54 lots. So 2.4 trade cards a lot, something rather like that.
Yeah.
I ended up selling all 54 lots.
Okay.
So I have never had 100% sell through. So they definitely do sell. Most of my ephemera.
Well, I'm going to stop here for a second. And I think what scared me off originally that we're not Victorian trade card experts by any means, especially in the whatnot field. But like Papergoy, he must have known some on whatnot. And he said, yeah, start them out at $1. So I think that scared me because maybe you start them out at $2, $3 and they would still sell. I don't know. But starting out at $1, you could take a chance that, a lot, they could all sell for $1. And I think that's what, not that would worry me if I lose money on this big deal, but I think that's the thing. We don't want that to be the norm because you're going to do all the work and I'm going to get rid of this inventory for what, $50 every week, so I think that's what I looked at, the worst of the worst case scenario.
There are no guarantees. I broke it into 54 lots. Now, most my whatnot ephemera auctions, I usually get, I'm going to say 18 to 20 people at it. The high that I had at this auction was 13. That was the high. That being said, every lot sold. Very few things sold at the opener of $3, which, 2 to 3 trade cards, $3 was what my opener was. All told, the auction ended up selling, and I got, this was the other nice thing about the trade cards. 54 lots, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So 54 lots in 65 minutes with as much as I talk.
It flew.
It flew by. So I put, and it was easy to pack.
Big debate, but then you can watch the replay.
Hello, just in time flipping. Yeah, whether Mr. Magazine should continue to give me trade cards or not. Victorian trade cards. Yep, sell well.
Lovely Lori.
At least you didn't say formerly lovely Lori.
Yeah. She called you Paperboy.
There you go. Well, he's in the other room. He's the guy who delivers the New York Times for you.
Exactly.
So 54 lots also sold. I forget. I wrote down what the final amount was. $349 total. Okay. So after fees and shipping and whatever.
Okay. $148.
I thought that was a reasonable amount. Just over $1 a card is what you ended up getting out of them.
Yeah.
We're going to try it again on that. So Mr. Magazine did bring some over.
Well, I think the beauty of it too, like I said, there's 10,000, and I'm just picking some out of binders. And there's a lot. Like when I bought these and I didn't know, I would just count up the pages. Well, there's 3 or 4 in a sleeve, so I probably have way more than that. So if there's 2 of one, I don't think it's probably rare if I have 2 of them. And that's 2, if I give you one, I still have one. So I mean, it's not like I'm depleting the collection.
If I could make one request, and you did a very good job of it. What you did, it looks like, is you went page by page, and it looks like they were in some sort of order in the binder.
Yeah, because the same binder is a genre.
Yep.
Yeah. But it could have been a brand. So if it's all like soap, Dove soap would be not Dove, but Dove would be whatever would be the first 20. So.
Yep. Perfect. And that makes it easy because then
you can lot them better too.
Yep, that's exactly why. That cut down on my time setting it up. Now, if I had to go and build this all into a lot of different lots, it wouldn't be nearly as good. So it sounds like everybody kind of came down, or I'd say it was probably 70% Team Magazine, 30% Team Goy. We are going to give it another try. Mr. Magazine, I think, was pleasantly surprised with the overall.
I'm sure we can do some more for the next few weeks, a month, too, whatever. I mean,
so win-win either way. Yep. The other, I guess, if I can make one last point, this was the first one.
Right.
I picked up 3 to 4 new followers who just are into trade cards.
Cool.
If I make it a monthly event, the second Tuesday of every month or whatever it is, I think those numbers will grow.
Sure.
Because nobody knows me for selling Victorian trade cards. They know me for selling ephemera.
Yeah.
So I would like to continue to do it for a period of time to kind of see. I think it was a successful first auction.
Yeah.
I think people liked it.
Well, another thing too is if you did them every week, you would thin it out and water it down. Where if you say once a month, one October, November, December, here's a Christmas one, and maybe we'll throw some Santa ones in or something, whatever. So, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So you ended up getting $148 is what you ended up getting. I believe that was the amount of the check. So reasonable for a first auction.
Yeah.
Can't argue. Want to thank everybody for coming to it. And I want to thank everybody for debating with us over here and helping out. Unfortunately, I really like to thank the 30% that are Team Goy. Obviously,
and I'm thinking Mike and Company. He led the way.
So, but thank you though. And again, we like to have a one like this because it is open to such debate. Because there's no right answer to it. There's no wrong answer to it. And I think you made some good points. I think I made some good points. I think my overall point is we both got so much stuff, and there's so much more stuff we can buy that. And you're not selling at a loss, but even if you were selling at a loss, even selling at a loss, getting $1 in on something you paid $2 for, but then using that $1 to buy something you could sell for $20 is a wise decision as far as that goes. So I think we both see each other's point. And again, I agree with you. You don't want to give away $100 trade cards for $3. I think we both agree on that as well. You paid Jeff off.
Yes.
All right. So that was a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody for that. And now we're going to head on into the rambling story of the week. And I will say, Mr. Magazine came with one. He came with the story. And he then made an offhand comment to me. And I burst out laughing, and I said, "What?" And he said, "I'm changing my story. So why don't you start your rambling story of the week?"
So everyone knows I had basement issues over the last 8 months. Numerous companies came in. We finally fixed it, paid a lot of money. They guaranteed it for life. It's been dry for a couple months. Well, the basement's still not fully finished. We got the flooring down. We got the drywall fixed. So the final piece of the puzzle is they had to cut the drywall to cut into the ground to put the piping in.
Okay.
For the Never Wet Ceiling basement company. So in which everything was dry as a bone, but now I got to get the baseboards to cover that.
Okay.
So we called the baseboard guy. He was 2 weeks out. He finally came over Monday. Well, it rained Monday.
Yes, it did.
And we're downstairs. My mother-in-law was down there with him, and she goes, "You have water in your basement." I go, "That's impossible. How can I have water in the I just spent tens of thousands of dollars to make this never happen again. And it happened when it rained."
On the plus side, you now have $148 more to add to.
Yes. I said, there's no way it could be this company. I mean, I just don't, because they seal the walls. I mean, they put an extra sub pump in. I go, it's got to be something else. So then I looked, and it's in the area where I have a faucet on the ground up from the basement. I tighten the faucet just in case, whatever, So then 2 days gone by. Then today we met with someone else, and there's more water. Now, mind you, it's not a ton of water. It's behind the wall.
But still, you paid to have zero water.
Right, exactly. And I did call the company Monday, and I said, "Hey, we have water issues. Something's going on." I go, "I don't know if it's a faucet. It's raining, and it's a faucet. But nevertheless, whatever it is, your system should be blocking this water from coming into my basement."
We installed it backwards.
Yeah. He goes, "We'll take a look at it." Now, that TV show or the movie Final Destination, like death finds its way, like water found its way into my basement by hook or by crook. So he goes on, the guy comes over with his crew. They look all inside, they look outside, they go up on the roof, and guess what the problem was?
What?
The gutter was plugged.
Okay.
So the water had nowhere else to go but through a conduit where my electrical wires are going into my panel, which is right above the water spot.
That doesn't sound safe.
No, but the good news is it's not the water company. It's not coming in from the ground. It's a fluke thing coming in from the roof. I mean, it's like crazy. So, I mean, they did their job. Again, and the funny thing is when I had all these companies coming to give me quotes, they all looked at the gutters because that could have been the issue. And when they looked months ago, they were clear as a bell. So somehow between then and now, they got plugged up, pouring rain, conduit, water, and basement. So they're coming Saturday to fix it.
Is there
and I'm going to buy something for the gutter so this never happens again.
Is there any danger of having that water going into?
Oh, yeah. Of course there's danger.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be using gaslight or something going on right now. I mean, I don't know. It's just
wow.
Yeah.
That was
So you're saying you want all the trade cards in case I die? Give them all the trade cards in case I die.
I'll
give you here for this.
Wow.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, if you do die, I will use your half, of course.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's just crazy.
I will use your half of the proceeds, and I will buy nice flowers for your grave.
Thank you. Appreciate
You're welcome.
Yeah. Waterproof out.
Waterproof flowers.
Nice. Jeez. So now once they fix, I'm going to get one of those covers that go on your gutter. Jeez, it's just crazy. But
wow. It's been a wild show today.
It is, yeah. This is loaded show. Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for coming by. Next week, I don't know what we're going to do for an encore.
Okay, that $10 Lee is going to me for my gutter issue. I'm going to tell you right now, it's all mine.
For a gutter? Now hold on. Wow. I want to thank everybody. You guys were great today. You're always great, but you're greater today.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is top 5, definitely.
No doubt.
Number 1. Yeah.
We're going to try, I'm sure next time we have a disagreement, I'm sure we'll call on all of you again, and I'll
come prepared again.
That alone might be worth it.
Yeah.
I'll try to pay off the jurors like Mr. Magazine apparently did using his $148 from the Whatnot auction. Yeah. And all I had was 2 cents I found at his laundromat, so I wasn't able to pay anybody off.
Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, gutter parts sell on eBay. Yeah. Water sells, anything sells.
Want to thank everybody. Do come on by the Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera, 4:00 Monday. Eastern, where I do a Facebook auction. Tuesday, I already have it up on Whatnot. It's 4 o'clock. It's a mixed ephemera auction. I will figure out a couple of weeks from now. I will definitely do the trade card. Stop by tomorrow, 4 o'clock, over on Whatnot for the comic auction, all times Eastern. And come up to me and say hi to me over at the Allentown Paper Show. I will be there on Saturday. It opens at 9. I will probably be strolling in about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm about an hour away up in the Poconos, so going to head on down that way. Have an empty road, buy a whole bunch of stuff, try to do a haul video out of that. At some point over the next week to 2, we will put up the video of how many magazines, Mr. Magazine?
The first 18-wheeler was 50,000.
150,000 magazines
Two more
total.
trucks coming. Two more trucks coming.
Over in Atlanta, kind of little interview with Mr. Magazine where we talk about how the setup was. That should be a lot of fun. And if you could do us one big favor before we bid adieu.
Hit that like button.
Thank you, and we will see you next video.
We're going to hit the like Chuck button. I like that one better. Or Mr. Magazine. Take care. Bye-bye.